What do Joan Crawford and Bella Hadid have in common? A beauty secret that spanned decades. The facelift. From the golden days of Hollywood to the scrolls of social media, facelifts have remained a glamorous yet controversial tool for defying time. But here's the real question. Are facelifts the ultimate flex in the beauty game? Today we're diving into their fascinating history, the old Hollywood stars who risked it all for perfection, and modern trends redefining what it means to go under the knife. Chapter 1. The Glamorous History of Facelifts. Let's start with a trip back in time to old Hollywood, where beauty was synonymous with perfection, and stars went to extraordinary lengths to maintain their allure. For these icons, the pressure to stay forever youthful was immense, and facelifts became the hidden tool of the trade. The 1920s to the 1930s, the beginnings of surgical beauty. The 1920s marked the birth of the facelift. Initially, the procedure was rudimentary. Surgeons would make small incisions near the hairline to pull back sagging skin. The results were often temporary, and the risks, including scarring and infection, were high. Despite these dangers, beauty-conscious elites began experimenting with this new frontier. By the 30s, Joan Crawford was rumored to have undergone an early facelift to preserve her chiseled jawline and sharp cheekbones. She also employed intensive beauty routines like nightly facial tapes to pull her skin taut, further fueling speculation about surgical intervention. Joan Crawford's obsession with maintaining her appearance set a precedent for many stars to follow. The 1940s, wartime beauty standards. During the 1940s, stars like Marlene Dietrich reportedly turned to early forms of facelifts and other enhancements. Marlene was known for her innovative beauty hacks, including pulling back her hairline with tightly placed surgical tape during film shoots to create a smoother, more youthful look. While some of her methods were temporary, she was rumored to have gone under the knife later in her career to maintain her signature elegance. Vivien Leigh, the star of Gone with the Wind, faced immense scrutiny over her appearance. As she aged, it was speculated that she may have sought minor surgical tweaks to prolong her career. These whispers reflected the growing trend of stars quietly using surgical means to combat the effects of time. The 1950s and 1960s, the age of iconic glamour. The post-war boom of the 50s brought with it a golden era of beauty and refinement. Marilyn Monroe was one of the most talked about stars regarding cosmetic enhancements. Although she denied surgical intervention, records have suggested she underwent a rhinoplasty and a possible chin implant, which complemented her alleged use of early facelift techniques. Her ethereal beauty sparked endless speculation. Grace Kelly, known for her flawless features and poise, was rumored to have undergone subtle procedures, though her natural beauty made changes nearly undetectable. And Audrey Hepburn, who aged gracefully, was one of the few stars who reportedly avoided surgery, but her untouched beauty only heightened the pressure on others to follow suit. The 1970s, cosmetic surgery goes public. In the 70s, facelifts started to become more advanced, thanks to the introduction of new techniques which involved tightening deeper layers of the tissue. This approach led to more dramatic and longer-lasting results, and Hollywood icons like Cher embraced the advancements to maintain their youthful looks. Joan Rivers, one of the earliest celebrities to openly discuss her surgeries, became a trailblazer for transparency. She famously said, "Looking 50 is great if you're 60," and her attitude about her facelift helped reduce the stigma around cosmetic surgery. I mean, she ended up looking quite scary, to be honest, in the end, but she probably just had one too many of them. The 1980s ushered in the windswept look, characterized with the taut, pulled back skin and high cheekbones. I mean, whenever I think of a facelift, that's what I think of. And Jane Fonda, an icon of both film and fitness, was rumored to have undergone a facelift during this decade. I actually watched a movie with her in it recently. It was like 80 for Brady. I don't know why I watched that, don't ask, but it was very obvious that she's had a lot of work done and maybe even a few facelifts by now. And Jane Fonda was rumored to undergo a facelift during the 1980s, balancing her natural beauty with Hollywood's unforgiving expectations. Meanwhile, stars like Diane Carroll showcased how refined cosmetic surgery could enhance one's features without overtly altering their essence. However, not all results were successful. The overly tight aesthetic of some facelifts led to criticism, as it often robbed stars of their natural expressions, making them look over ever done. This period highlighted both the potential and the pitfalls of cosmetic surgery. Facelifts may have started as a closely guarded secret among the stars in the 20s, but by the 1980s they had become both a tool of transformation and a topic of public conversation. Yet, as the techniques evolved, so did the risks. Visible scarring, unnatural results, and even permanent nerve damage remained significant challenges. And despite these challenges, the facelift popularity only grew, cementing its place as a cornerstone of Hollywood's beauty legacy. Stars went to great lengths to maintain their timeless allure, paving the way for the modern techniques we see today. Chapter 2: Modern Trends in Facelifts. Fast forward to today, where the facelift has undergone its own glow-up. Modern advancements in cosmetic surgery have shifted the focus from dramatic, obvious changes to subtle, natural-looking enhancements. Gone are the days of the wind-swept look. Today's facelifts are about redefining beauty and finesse. The rise of mini and partial facelifts. Partial facelifts, like the Fox Eye lift, have emerged as the new frontier. These procedures target specific areas of the face, offering refined changes without a complete overhaul. Popularized by Bella Hadid, who has been at the center of speculation, these lifts aim to create symmetry, sharper features, and an almond-shaped eye, a look that's become synonymous with modern beauty standards. I mean, if you look at her before and after photos, it's pretty obvious something's going on in the eye area. And Fox eye lifts are often achieved through minimally invasive thread lifts or small incisions near the hairline, resulting in a lifted brow and elongated eye shape. Unlike traditional facelifts, the recovery time is significantly shorter, making it appealing to younger celebrities and influencers. Christina Aguilera and the natural facelift movement. Christina Aguilera has also sparked discussions about modern facelifts. Her glowing skin and youthful contouring have led fans and experts to speculate that she may have opted for a subtle, natural facelift. These modern procedures focus on lifting underlying muscles and repositioning fat pads for a refreshed appearance, avoiding the overly pulled look of the past. And Christina's transformation highlights a growing trend, embracing natural beauty while enhancing one's features through advanced techniques. The less is more approach has made facelifts appealing to a broader audience, including younger celebrities who want to maintain their looks preemptively. I mean, when you look at the before and afters of Christina Aguilera, she almost looks AI now. Like, you can tell it's her, but she looks a lot different. It's almost kind of creepy, to be honest. The Hollywood influencers of 2024. Hollywood's A-list is leading the charge when it comes to embracing modern facelifts. Margot Robbie, known for her radiant beauty, has been a topic of speculation for her impeccable jawline and smooth skin, hallmarks of subtle surgical enhancements. Zendaya, another modern icon, showcases how younger stars are redefining aging prevention, possibly using micro lifts or early interventions to maintain their natural beauty. Meanwhile, Kim Kardashian has been open about her use of non-invasive treatments like lasers and fillers, but experts speculate she's dabbled in subtle lifts as well. Her ever-evolving appearance reflects how modern facelifts are seamlessly integrated with other cosmetic treatments, creating a holistic approach to beauty. One of the biggest reasons for the facelift's evolution is technology. Modern facelifts focus on deeper layers of the face, like the SMAS, and these are superficial muscular parts of the under the skin, to create natural, long-lasting results. And endoscopic techniques allow surgeons to make smaller incisions, reducing scarring and recovery time. Additionally, non-invasive techniques such as ultrasound-based skin tightening and thread lifts are becoming popular for those who are not ready to commit to surgery. I mean, the ultrasound seems a little bit more tolerable, and these treatments, often combined with dermal fillers and fat grafting, create a youthful look without the extreme downtime of traditional facelifts. And today, facelifts aren't just for turning back the clock. They're a tool for enhancing beauty at any age. From the subtle fox eye trends to the full facial rejuvenations, these procedures are more personalized and accessible than ever before. But with this accessibility comes the question: are we normalizing the pursuit of perfection, or simply embracing the tools to feel more confident in our skin? Chapter 3: The Role of Social Media. Social media has completely transformed the conversation about facelifts. What was once a Hollywood secret is now a public spectacle. With before and after reels, candid confessions, and even live stream consultations, platforms like TikTok and Instagram have taken the procedures from taboo to trending. In the past, facelifts were whispers behind closed doors, reserved for the elite. Today, social media has democratized access to information about cosmetic surgery, giving users the tools to research, share, and openly discuss their experiences. Popular creators have taken the mystery out of the facelifts, documenting every step of the journey, from initial consultations to post-op recovery. These videos are often tagged with hashtags like facelift reveal or facelift transformation, garnering millions of views and encouraging a wider audience to consider the procedure. For younger generations, this visibility has removed much of the stigma. Facelifts are no longer seen as something reserved for the rich or aging. They're part of a larger trend of self-care and aesthetic enhancements. I do find it quite disturbing that someone in their 20s would get a facelift. I don't know, it seems extreme in my opinion. Beyond influencers, the tools we use every day have played a massive role in shaping modern beauty ideals. Apps like Facetune, Instagram filters, and TikTok effects have introduced unrealistic beauty standards to millions, and those TikTok filters that make you look like 20 years younger are quite crazy. And from poreless skin to perfectly lifted cheekbones and fox-shaped eyes, these digital enhancements create a version of perfection that's hard to actually achieve naturally. Users who see their filtered selves might want to recreate the look permanently, leading them to explore surgical options like facelifts, fox eye lifts, and jawline contouring. It's no surprise that the average age for a facelift has dropped. Surgeons report an increase in patients as young as their mid-20s, many inspired by how they want to look in both photos and real life. Among the platforms driving this trend, TikTok stands out. Short, digestible videos break down everything from what to expect during surgery to the costs and recovery time. These posts not only educate but also glamorize the process, often showcasing dramatic transformations with upbeat music and trendy editing styles. Creators often share the recovery process in real time, fostering a sense of community around cosmetic surgery. The hashtag plastic surgery for TikTok has over 2 billion views, with users embracing a culture of openness that previous generations could never imagine. On Instagram, the polished aesthetic reigns supreme. Celebrities and influencers alike often credit their flawless looks to good skincare and genetics, but savvy audiences can spot out the subtle surgical enhancements. Sponsored posts from beauty clinics further fuel this trend, with ads for procedures like thread lifts and mini facelifts flooding people's timelines. Clinics collaborating with influencers offering discounted procedures in exchange for social media promotion. This kind of targeted advertising makes these treatments more accessible and desirable for everyday users. Instagram has blurred the line between aspiration and reality, creating a space where facelifts and other procedures are seen as both routine and necessary to keep up with beauty standards. Celebrity endorsements and speculation have only amplified the role of facelifts in modern beauty culture. Bella Hadid's fox eye look, for example, became a viral trend on TikTok, with users trying everything from makeup hacks to actual surgical procedures to achieve her signature lifted gaze. Other stars like Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian have sparked discussions about the fine line between non-surgical enhancements like fillers and subtle facelifts. Even when celebrities don't explicitly admit to surgery, their evolving appearances inspire millions to pursue similar transformations. The pressure to look perfect extends beyond the digital realm, with social media acting as a 24/7 highlight reel. Many feel the need to match their online personas to their real life. This growing emphasis on camera-ready beauty has turned facelifts into just another part of maintaining a polished image. From influencers to everyday users, the desire to look flawless both online and offline has reshaped how people think about aging and self-care. The rise of smaller, more targeted procedures like brow lifts, mini facelifts, and jawline contouring shows us how social media is driving innovation in the industry and also causing a lot of insecurity as well. However, not all these effects are positive. Critics argue that the glamorization of facelifts on social media can perpetuate harmful beauty standards, as well as body dysmorphia, especially among young people. As algorithms push surgical content to millions of viewers, many worry about the mental health implications of such exposure. The question we need to ask is, are these trends empowering, or are they setting an impossible standard that pressures everyone to conform? I feel like they're setting an impossible standard, to be honest, and social media has undeniably revolutionized the conversation around facelifts, making them more visible, accessible, and normalized than ever before. But it's important to balance empowerment with awareness, understanding the deeper implications of these trends and our own collective self-image. As we scroll through flawless feeds and viral lifestyle transformations. The influence of social media on facelifts continues to grow. The question isn't just how far technology will go, but how much of our sense of beauty and self-worth will be shaped by these digital platforms. Chapter 4: The Risks and the Future of Facelifts. Facelifts may have come a long way in terms of technique and technology, but no procedure is without risk. The decision to undergo surgery requires careful consideration. Even with modern advancements, facelifts remain surgical procedures that carry inherent risks. Complications can range from mild to severe, and patients must weigh the potential risks and downsides. While rare, nerve damage can lead to partial face paralysis and numbness, sometimes lasting for months and years. This risk underscores the importance of choosing a qualified surgeon, because you have to admit to someone if you have a facelift because it's on their charts. And this one lady, she has all this nerve damage on her forehead. She's very thin skinned, she's older, and you can really see it stretched like along her neck. It just looks weird to me. It looks like the skin is stretched sort of, and it's thin, and it just doesn't sit properly on the jawline as well. And despite smaller incisions and modern techniques, scarring can still occur, particularly if healing complications arise. There's different type of scars that can definitely occur, and even in sterile environments, there's always a risk of infection, swelling, and bruising. And this can happen if you have underlying health conditions as well. And sometimes the results don't align with the patient's expectations. I mean, it's always that feeling, I don't know if you've seen that movie, The Substance, where, there was nothing wrong with her before, and then she goes through all this effort and gets a face, and then, drinks that potion, and then she's worse off. So that always just scares me. It's like, will you be better? Will you be happier if you get this facelift? Another concern is the rise of inexperienced and unqualified practitioners. Yeah, that would scare me to death. Getting duped with someone who really didn't know what they're doing, and not getting the proper aftercare, and then you're having irreversible damage. And facelifts can take a toll on someone's mental health. While many patients report increased confidence, others have feelings of regret, body dysmorphia, or anxiety. I mean, just what if it's like too pulled? What if you look too different and then you want to go back to the way you used to look? Some patients struggle to adjust to the new appearance, especially if the changes feel more dramatic than anticipated. And the pursuit of perfection become an ongoing cycle. Patients who are satisfied with their first procedure may want more, because it is an addiction. You just want the next thing. Well, how can I change it more? And then you end up looking completely crazy, like that cat lady. And then you can just get full-on body dysmorphia. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen in the future with facelifts. I mean, if they're less invasive, now they have more promising advancements with like 3D imaging technology, so people can even preview what their facelift might look like, which could be nice to actually kind of have an idea of, okay, like, this is what I'm going to look like after. Do I even want to look like that? There's obviously robotic assisted surgery, which helps make the precision super small and get rid of human error. And there's also other treatments that you could use probably instead. There's the fillers, lasers, skin tightening devices, and there's also holistic results. I've heard of like acupuncture on your face. I mean, I like just using a good old fashioned like new face or tightening device. It seems better to me. I've heard of thread lifts. I've seen some bad examples, so those kind of scare me, to be honest. I don't know why. Let me know if you know anyone who's tried it, or if you've had a threading and you've had good results. And then again, there's ultrasound or radio frequency, which helps with collagen production and skin tightening. There's fat grafting as well, but again, I've heard horror stories of people who've gotten fat grafted to their cheeks and lips, and then they weren't happy with the results, and you can't really reverse that. And as facelifts become more normalized, there's lots of conversations about the ethics and cultural impacts of this surgery, because it's becoming so much more popular. And the problem is that we're all going to look the same, you know what I mean? If everyone's getting the same nose job, same facelift, we're all going to look like weird AI cyborgs. I mean, people were a lot more unique looking in the past, but I feel like that's a whole nother video. Chapter 5: Facelifts in Movies and Popular Culture. So facelifts haven't just shaped the faces of Hollywood stars, they've also made their way into the big screen, becoming a symbol of beauty, vanity, and the pressures of aging in the public eye. From satirical takes to dramatic commentary, facelifts in movies and popular culture reflect ever-evolving relationship with cosmetic surgery. One of the most iconic portrayals of facelifts and the lengths people will go to maintain youth comes from the dark comedy Death Becomes Her. And the film pokes fun at Hollywood's obsession with eternal youth, with Meryl Streep's character undergoing countless cosmetic procedures before taking her magical potion for immortality. And her hilarious exaggerated before and after showcases how facelifts, the subject of satire in popular culture. I mean, I used to love that movie when I was a kid, but in the end, I mean, she winds up not looking so good after taking the potion after decades later. Similarly, there's the First Wives Club, and it humorously highlights cosmetic surgery. Goldie Hawn's character, Elise, is a glamorous actress who unapologetically flaunts her surgical enhancements, joking about Botox and facelifts while embodying the pressure of aging actress in Hollywood. And then there's Steel Magnolias. Dolly Parton's character truly quips, "Time marches on and sooner or later you realize it's marching across your face." Her light-hearted acknowledgement of facelift reflects the broader cultural conversations about beauty standards and inevitable just aging in general. And I watched the movie recently for the first time. I really liked it. And facelifts have also been used to explore societal pressures on women. Films and TV shows often feature characters grappling with the decision to fix their appearance to stay relevant, attractive, or competitive in their careers. And these portrayals, while sometimes comedic, highlight a very real tension between personal choice and the pressure from society. And there's celebrity biopics and documentaries that have touched on facelifts, a part of a celebrity's life story. In the film Judy, about Judy Garland, starred by Renee Zellweger, who was rumored to have undergone surgical enhancements later in her career to maintain her image as an on-screen legend. Similarly, The Crown explores the changing faces of the influential figures like Margaret Thatcher, who faced scrutiny over her public appearance. Then there's also facelifts in reality TV shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, who were basically a front row seat of seeing Kris Jenner getting her facelift. And then there's a Real Housewife franchise with many cast members openly discussing these procedures. On the other hand, shows like Botch dive into the risks and complications of facelifts and cosmetic surgeries. And facelifts have even been used as plot devices in some of cinema's most creative stories. In Terry Gilliam's dystopian classic Brazil, facelifts are a grotesque satire of society's obsession with beauty, with characters undergoing extreme surgical procedures in pursuit of perfection. Then there's the movie Face Off, which takes the concept to the extreme, using facial reconstruction surgery as the central plot point in a high-stakes action thriller. While facelifts are often portrayed humorously or critically, some stories frame them as empowering choices. In Sex and the City, Samantha unapologetically embraces her cosmetic enhancements, celebrating her right to control her appearance. Similarly, in Grace and Frankie, Jane Fonda's character openly discusses aging and beauty. From satire to empowerment, facelifts in movies and pop culture have evolved alongside our perceptions of beauty and aging, and they serve as a mirror reflecting both our aspirations and our anxieties. So are facelifts the new flex? Whether it's the Hollywood starlet chasing eternal youth or the modern influencer perfecting the Instagram aesthetic, the facelift continues to evolve with their beauty standards. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this whole new facelift thing? I feel like I'm kind of new to even realizing that everyone's getting facelifts, to be honest. I kind of thought it was just for like aging old Hollywood actresses, but I didn't realize how mainstream it was. So I found it quite interesting to do the research on this video. So let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on facelifts? I'm kind of curious.